All right, welcome back, guys. We got another video review.
Yep.
King Dre and Fit X Fearless talk about why her body count don't matter.
All right, Captain Saber Bro Show.
All right, let's just get into it.
Yeah.
It's like really clueless as to how much women are fucking, how much they always been fucking, right?
Oh,
A lot of
yeah.
guys are clueless. The average girl, man, the average girl that's over 25 got at least 20 bodies. Average. I'm not saying every single one of them,
20
but more
bodies.
often
That's
than not.
facts.
For me, bro, I don't even ask, bro. Cause
I
you
don't
ain't
want
gonna
to
tell
know.
you ain't gonna they're not gonna tell you the truth anyway. You see what I'm
Probably
saying?
not. Yeah.
Now you can tell there are ways to know if a woman has a high body count, by the way. Women wear where they've been. You see what I'm saying? So there are ways to know if a woman has been around the block because she behaves in certain ways that a lot of guys don't pick up on. So if she has these behaviors that a certain type of lifestyle has taken a toll on her, I won't even consider her for a relationship. You see what I'm saying? But as far as like getting into how many and all that, I don't want to know that shit, bro. Because end of the day, it don't matter so long as it ain't affecting your mental health. Now, if I find out you fucking the homies and you done fucked the homies before and all that, I'm cool on that. But whether she tell
Mhm.
me five,
But that's the thing is like, if you don't care about that in general, then how would you even know? Like,
Exactly.
there's plenty of situations where like I know dudes who literally wifed up chicks that like multiple dudes that I know have smashed and she never told her dude.
Of course you won't tell him.
And it's just like you're not gonna ask the question like at all, like especially like these people who don't leave their small cities where it's like, okay, if a chick is in her city, she's never left home and she's got 30 to 40 bodies, she's literally had sex with somebody,
Oh, yeah.
off top. Like period.
Facts.
So
or 50, I ain't gonna believe her anyway.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Um, I'm not telling guys, I'm not saying be me. If you can't stomach that, then do you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you should be like me and not care. If you care about body count for all means, care about that shit. That's you, right? Just understand that you got to take women off the pedestal. And a part of the taking women off the pedestal is realizing that they humans with sexual functions. We are here to eat and fuck. Everything else is in between. Being on our purpose and doing live streams and networking that's secondary. We wake up horny and hungry, bro. And we have to eat in order to survive, to sustain, to have sex, to have babies, to sustain life. All of the other shit you see is human intelligence. But
Yeah.
our primary functions and women are no different than this. You see what I'm saying? So once you understand that and you depedestalize women, you begin to look at them for who they are.
but like
That
with
makes
that
no
being
sense.
said, I mean with that being said, it's like, okay, so what about self-control?
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing about women and men is women have the options to have sex with whoever they want, whenever they want, for the most part. Of course, they're not going to get like the dudes who actually have like six figures and
Yeah.
like jobs and stuff like that. But as far as like mid-tier men, they can have anyone they want.
Yeah. And we'll get into it after. I get into my thoughts after. I
Yeah.
got a
So
little bit to say on this.
yeah, we'll sum it all up. But
Yeah.
that's another thing too, is just like, okay, I get what he's saying about like human nature and just like
I
us
get it.
being
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Women have wants and needs, sexual wants and needs. I get that. But I'll leave my comments at then.
Human beings, bro. So me as an older guy, understand that. So and I done been around knocking them down myself. So it's like it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
I'm one of the guys that's like, I don't believe it. I'm not gonna say, if she got only, more than five bodies, don't wife her. It ain't really about that. It's about, to me, it's about how much value she provide me and how she treat me, how much she add to my life. If she can do that, so long as it ain't nothing crazy, I'm cool.
Yeah. So I feel like this. This is how I feel. I have two ways I think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I look at this in two ways. Do you want something long term, or is this just a girl in your rotation? If it's something you want long term, I think how many guys she has been with directly affects her pair bonding skills. All right. If she's been with, tens of guys, hundreds of dudes, it's going to be almost impossible for her for when things go wrong in a relationship to try to make things work. So if you're looking for a girl long term, any girl that has a high body count and that body count for you is the number you decide in your head. All right. If it's too high, if it's high, she's probably going to somehow jeopardize the end of the relationship. Because guess what? No relationship is perfect. Every relationship is going to be rocky.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for something long term and the girl is just used to, expending and expressing her feelings by just sleeping with guys, that's what she's going to go to when things go wrong in a relationship.
It's a lot easier for them to, if a girl is used to being a hoe. Now, the one thing about women, I say this, when most women go through a whole phase in this country and most countries, right, where they don't have them on lockdown like that, most women gonna go through a whole phase.
That's not even true. Like, that's not true at all.
That's absolutely false.
Like, most women will literally go through a celibacy phase before they go through a hose phase. It's just that Western women have made this whole thing into like, oh, whole phase. I just broke up. Like, gotta fucking literally fuck the whole block to make my ex mad and this and that.
Like, you can attest to this, but I've heard that in certain European countries, namely, I want to say Italy, they have a culture where if you're talking to a girl, like, you're not gonna smash on the first date. Like, you maybe get to hit on the third or fourth, but they want to be courted. They want to be, wine and dined. And then if they're interested in you, then yeah, you'll smash. And on top of that, usually at that point, it's kind of like, okay, we're on the road to marriage. It's kind of like, how's to say? It's entailed. You don't have to like express it a lot, like literally, like or explicitly. Like, it's like, okay, we're steady and we're on the road to marriage.
Yeah, most people in, these European countries, you'll have probably less one night stand, like, and compared to America by a far lot. And the thing is like you said, like a lot of these females are just like, okay, if they like you, it's like, yo, I'm trying to be in a relationship with you. Like, it's not just like how American girls have been acting or like American dudes have been acting, where it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna just talk to you for like 2 or 3 weeks and then ghost you.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat.
Yeah, like it's not so much more that. There are the girls who like hang around military bases and stuff like that, who are just like floozies and stuff like that. But like in the back of their heads, they're still trying to get into a relationship to a certain extent. So
phase, right? Where men don't have shackles on them, right? Or handcuffs on them. Right? It's just nature, bro. From 18, when they're the most fertile, how they say, oh, the young women who most fertile, what do you think is happening to their bodies when they're fertile? They are fertile, they are susceptible to the men that's most capable of breeding, which is what they call alpha males. So it is what it is. And most women are going to capitalize on the attention that they get from a certain phase. Most women don't stay in this phase long, though. But what happens is when a woman comes out of this phase, the good thing about it, they don't want to go back because it's taxing on their mental health. Yeah. Because they giving themselves and getting nothing back. You see what I'm saying? So that's the good thing about it. But on the flip side, if something go wrong, let's say y'all take a break, it's easier for her to lay down and have casual sex because she's been there before. Versus, let's say, a woman who's a virgin, that's not going to be easy. So if you kick a virgin out your crib, right? Let's say she violates you and you kick her out your crib. She's going to be clingy and trying to get you because she's not comfortable putting herself out there, meeting new people and having sex with new people and shit like that. So it's just the pros and cons with it. You see what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Me personally.
If you, my thing is this: if you're looking for long term,
I think we're good right here. So this is what we'll classify as a smart dumb nigga.
So you want to stop sharing? You had enough?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, bet.
Yeah, this is as we would call it, a smart dumb nigga, because this dude is a whole goofy. Like, I think he's pretty much a Pookie and Ray Ray. Because it's like, okay, based on the argument where you're saying that women are you know, they have needs and wants and they want to have sex too. Perfectly fine. Perfectly all right. But you have to understand, you've seen it, you've experienced it, I've experienced it. There is a term that they put it as, like, call it alpha widowed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have in a girl's sexual past, whether that's like, you know, the dude that got rid of her virginity or the dude that like she was most attracted to, leaves an imprint on that woman, right? Or that young girl. And she'll go through life, have many more bodies, probably eventually have a husband, but say that husband falls short in some way to that alpha that she had, right? Her alpha.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, there's some part of her that will always, you know, think about him or whatever, that feeling that he made her feel. That's what you call alpha widowed, right? And we've literally seen that. The world has literally seen that with the example of Jada and Will.
Yeah, where
The
Tupac is
whole
like,
the whole reason why Will is being treated like that is because Tupac is no longer alive. Like, imagine you being a successful, tall, good-looking, multi-millionaire, clout up the wazoo, and you're competing and losing to a dude that's been dead for 30 years.
yeah,
That's what you call an alpha widow. So it's absolute stupidness where he's saying that, like, oh, like it doesn't matter that if a chick doesn't have body count, has a high body count, doesn't matter. It matters a
it
lot
does matter because like
because
you,
it's the good dudes, it's the dude that marries her, that gets married in the future, that's gonna suffer.
and that's the
And
thing.
it's a woman that's gonna suffer because she messed herself up.
So my homeboy hit me up yesterday, and he was having the problems with his girl, and
Hmm.
essentially he was doing something that made her think back to like her exes, and
Hmm.
she pretty much was like, "Well, you're doing this, and that, and my exes used to
Yeah,
do that
it
stuff,
doesn't.
so like I don't tolerate bullshit, this, and that." And I'm just thinking like that already is like low key like something that needs to be changed because that's the thing
Yeah.
that you have to deal with like women who have like these higher body counts. So that's like a mild version. I'm not going to get too much into it, but if you think
Hmm.
about a woman who's messed with like 50 dudes, right?
Hmm.
Every single one of them dudes have had an imprint on her in some form or fashion.
It's a yes.
Unless he didn't hit it right, then that doesn't count to them.
Yeah.
So we'll take out of that. Let's take out of the 50 dudes. It'll be like 12 dudes. Any
Yeah,
of
it is.
those 12 dudes could literally come back into her life at any point in time and probably mess up her relationship.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing is like, okay, so he's talking about like, oh, I'm older now, and these women, like, okay, like I personally don't care how people live their lives. If you want to have a high body count, then you have
Oh,
a
it's
high body
fine.
count. But at the end of the day, you have to deal with the consequences. I'm all
Yes.
about accountability.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you have a high body count, you're going to deal with the things that come with having a high body count. As a dude, if you choose a female with a high body count, you're going to deal with the problems of her past.
Yep.
Now, there are small cases where like a woman can have high body count and then like turn herself around and be like, yo, I'm good. But that's
That's
like winning the
rare.
lottery. Like that's just
Hmm.
like anything else in life. Like if that was so common, then more women would be married and more women wouldn't be having problems. But if you look at like a lot of these older women, like what is the problem? They're stuck in their ways. They don't want to change for anybody. They have all these past traumas that they've had to deal with and they never really got help for. And
Hmm.
most of the women who do successfully get married and have all these things usually go to therapy, get help, cut off everybody, set boundaries, all types of things. And a lot
Hmm.
of these women don't want to do those things. They just want to be like, well, I was talking to this guy for 3 months and then things just didn't work out. So I jumped to another dude right after that. And then they get to a point where it's like, oh, okay, I want to get married right now. I want to get married right now because
Hmm.
every dude that they meet literally has to meet that standard and be like, yo, if you ain't trying to get married like in the next 2 weeks, I don't want you.
Hmm.
So, but that's all we really got to say. I mean, we'll start getting into some other videos. Maybe we'll finish the other half some other time. But
Yeah.
if
With
y'all
that
want
being
to, we'll
said,
just link it and then y'all can watch the rest and then leave in the comment box if we missed something. But
yeah.
It be like that sometimes.
It be like that sometimes. Peace out.
Peace.